Sawadee-ka! Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today, for the first time, we are making a dish from the north of Thailand. We are making Khao Soi. Now, Khao Soi is the noodle soup with the curry broth, and it's topped with crispy egg noodles, super delicious. And if you've been to Chiang Mai, which is the popular city in the north, you've probably had it before. Now, it's a bit of a complex dish. There's lots to do, so I'm going to split this video into two parts. This week, we'll make the curry paste, and then next week, we'll take our curry paste and then finish off the dish. All right, so let's take a look at our ingredient for the curry paste. 10 large dried chilies, seeds removed, and then soaked in water to soften. 1 teaspoon of coarse sea salt, half a cup of roughly chopped shallots, ginger, peeled and sliced, about 10 pieces, fresh turmeric, peeled and sliced, about 8 pieces. And I won't think any less of you if you substitute 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1.5 tablespoons of coriander seeds, and 3 pods of black cardamom. So the ingredient for this curry paste is quite different from other curry pastes that you may have seen, and that's because this dish is influenced by the Chinese immigrants that came to Thailand from the Yunnan region of China, which sits just right on top of the north of Thailand. So that's why it's a little bit different. So let's talk about the spice that might be unfamiliar to a lot of you. This is black cardamom. Now, black cardamom to me smells like tobacco and leather and a little bit of menthol, which doesn't sound like it'd be good in food, but trust me, it is really good. And so the way you work it, I just take my scissor and I crack it so I can get the seeds out, because we want to roast the seeds, right? And the seeds are inside, kind of like this, and they're a bit sticky. Some are stickier than others. And then you just want to break them apart a little bit. They don't all have to come apart, but just loose enough so they're not still stuck together in a big bunch, just like that. And then we're going to toast these along with our coriander seeds. Now, where to buy these? You can get these at Chinese grocery stores, in which case they'll be labeled as this. Now, I don't dare pronounce it, so just look for that in the spice aisle. And Indian stores is where you can go to Indian stores and get them, in which case they'll be labeled as this. So Western stores also sell them, but I find they're a lot more expensive there for exotic spices. Stick with the Chinese and Indian stores. They're a better selection and also much more inexpensive. So we're going to toast these, and you can toast them alongside the coriander seeds because they're roughly about the same size. Okay. And then just toast them on medium-high heat, moving them constantly until the coriander seeds darken slightly and they smell very, very good. This should take about 3 to 4 minutes. So we're going to char some of our herbs, and we're charring them to get them to brown and develop some extra flavor. Now, I've got a hot saute pan with a tiny little bit of oil. The oil is my trick. You don't have to use it, but I find it helps the heat transfer a little bit better. You could also just grill them or broil them. Anything that gets them to char around the edges, that's all you need. And just don't move them for, a minute or so until the one side has browned, and then flip them, and then don't move them again, and then that's it. And now you're done. You're not really cooking it, you're just browning it. And we're done, and now we're just going to take them and start pounding. Okay, now we're going to start pounding. The ginger that we toasted just now, I just roughly chopped them into small pieces, just so that it's a little easier for us when we go to grind them. And that's another trick for grinding curry spices. The finer you chop them to begin with, the faster it goes in the mortar and pestle. So we're going to start with our dry spices. And you want to start with them first because you don't want to grind this with everything else because you can't really get them as fine, I find. Ooh, that smells really good. Mmm. Coriander seeds. Okay, So now that it's very, very fine, okay, you want to remove it, and we're going to add it in later, because if we add everything else now, all this stuff will act kind of like a cushion for everything else that's in it, and then it'll be harder to grind everything else. We're going to go in with the chilies. Make sure, because you soaked these, right? You don't want any unnecessary water in there because it will splash in your face. And then the salt, coarse sea salt, to add some friction and get that to a paste. Okay, so now that that's a paste, we're going to add all the other herbs. Now you can do this half at a time if you want. It seems to be easier that way. Now I should mention that the chilies, the bigger they are, the less spicy they are. So I like to use big dry chilies for curry paste because then it's not too spicy. If you want it more spicy, you can do a combination of some of the small ones and some of the big ones. Now you can add this stuff back in, which will now help, because now there's a lot of moisture in here from all the shallots. This will dry it out and make it a little bit easier to pound. There you go. Okay, that's done. That's enough. This is it. This is our paste. Now, it looks, khao soi is yellow. If you've had it, you know it's yellow. And now I know it doesn't look very yellow. That's because turmeric is orange, but it cooks to be yellow. Which brings me to another point. If you are working with turmeric, it's a good idea. Is it turmeric or turmeric? I'm not sure. It's a good idea to wear a dark color because it will stain your clothes and it will stain them for a long time. It'll also stain your cutting board and it'll stain it for a long time. So just be aware of that. Both powders and fresh, both of them will stain just as badly. Okay, so this will make 2 recipes of the khao soi recipe that I'm going to make for next week. I made a little extra so you have it for next time so you don't have to go through all this again. And so I'll see you next week for the rest of this recipe. If you're not subscribed, now is a good time to do so because you'll be alerted when I post the next video. And for the full written recipe of this curry paste, visit hotthaikitchen.com and I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.